Girl Scout cookies, one of the greatest things about America. From Claire Saffitz to Eugene to Kel Lauren's revolutionary Girl Scout cookie packaging, these delicious little treats have been inspiring content for countless years. And I am no exception to this. For those of you who don't know, I'm Kat, I'm a brand and graphic designer, and it is fully Girl Scout cookie season here, so I thought it would be fun to design a logo for each of the most popular Girl Scout cookies, since each one just has such a distinct flavor and personality. Let's get into it. So right off the bat, here are all of the existing Girl Scout cookie flavors I've compiled, and I'm gonna pick 6 because I found a mock-up that has 6 components to it. We have to do Samoas. They used to be my favorite Girl Scout cookie when I was in middle school. Solid cookie. We gotta do it. Tagalongs. I think that's how you pronounce it. Those are so good. I think if I had to choose right now, that's probably my favorite Girl Scout cookie. And then we have to do Thin Mints because everyone likes Thin Mints. Oh, we gotta do Do-si-dos because, again, those are very good. Yeah, we have to do the classic Trefoils because they're like the OG ones. And then we just gotta pick one more. I like the sound of Toffee-Tastic. I think that could be a good challenge for logo purposes. I tend to stray away from like really long names and like especially hyphenated ones. So I think that'll be good for me. We have the chosen 6 and now we just have to start designing. Tagalongs. I'm gonna start with Tagalongs. I'm gonna start with my favorite ones first. Because they are a crispy cookie layered with peanut butter and covered with chocolatey coating. For some reason, it's giving like a stacked. I'm seeing the word tagalong like stacked. Lately I've been really into the envelope distort tool, and I think it's just really fun because you can like play with words and make it fit a shape, and you know, it's a circular cookie, so I'm gonna do a circular shape. Let's see if this works. I've been loving this font a lot. Oh no, Softy. I think we're gonna go with like the thickest one, but what I love about variable fonts is you can change the weight up and down like that, and it Tagalongs. Let's just try splitting it up like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that this word is behind this shape, and then I'm gonna do Option Command C, and it just kind of warps to that shape that I picked out, which is really cool. I'm gonna do the same with this bottom one, Tagalongs. Make sure it's sent all the way to the back. Option Command C. Okay, see, we're getting somewhere already. I personally hate logo design, actually. I feel like everyone associates it with that's what your brand is, when really there's like so much more to a brand. But I do think it is good to practice logo design because it is important. In my case, we will not be doing any drawing today. We will only be doing word marks. I'm gonna change up the kerning a little bit and just like make everything a little bit tighter, and then add like an outline to like a stroke to it just so that the words pop a little bit. Same with this bottom one. Let's see how that feels. Okay, and then we're just gonna add a little bit of color to it. I like the idea of using the colors kind of associated with each cookie already, just so that there is a little bit of brand recognition still. Tagalongs. What if it was, if the stroke was like that? Okay, bump up the stroke a little bit. Ooh, I kind of like how this is going. Again, this is something I've been very into, so I think we're starting simple here. Maybe it's a little too thick. I want to make it a little bit more readable. Maybe make it a little bit more of a yellow cream. I kind of like how that looks. Let's just do Trefoils next. I feel like you don't mess with the classic. The iconic shortbread cookie inspired by the original Girl Scout cookie recipe. Yeah, you don't mess with the classic, so I think I'm gonna keep this one relatively simple. I've been liking this font lately. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna mess around with spacing between the letters a little bit, but honestly, if I were to see this on a box, I would think it's good. And then, let's see, it is blue, but for some reason I don't like that. Okay, I feel like the original Girl Scout cookie color is green, like the Thin Mint green, you know? What if it were like yellow? Just playing around here. I like this. Okay, maybe we're not gonna go with the background colors as a guiding thing. For now, we're gonna leave it as is. We're just having fun. I just don't want to mess with the classic, to be honest. Thin Mints. Arguably, Thin Mints are the most popular Girl Scout cookie. This was like my first foray into the Girl Scout cookie universe. This was my very first Girl Scout cookie I ever tasted. I don't want to choose a font that's too thick because it's literally called Thin Mints. They are just a crisp cookie dipped in mint chocolate. Now, I'm not a mint chocolate girly. I don't actually like it, so this isn't my favorite cookie out there, but it is a classic, and I kind of understand the appeal. They're not necessarily a playful cookie, in my opinion, but they're not too serious either. You know, they're very straightforward. They don't beat around the bush. When you bite into this cookie, it's like, you know what you're getting. It's minty, it's chocolatey, very straightforward, which I can respect. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bump up the spacing a little bit just to see how this plays out. Now, I don't want this to be a boring, you don't want that. It's like a pop of flavor when you bite into it, you know? It's like that surprising little minty element. I like the base of what this font is giving, but I do think we need to play around with it a little bit more. This is the fun part about like logos and playing around with what it means to you and how you think it should look. I think we need a script M, to be honest, because this is kind of a little bit boring. Ooh. Ooh. So we're gonna want it to obviously match the weight of everything else. We can do that. This is my little hack. I'm just gonna bump up the stroke a little bit so it feels a little bit more appropriate with everything else. I don't love this uppercase I. I think it's a little bit boring. Let's see what the lowercase version. Yeah, this is cute. This feels cuter. Again, we're just having fun. How else can we make this a little bit less serious? So I think I'm gonna mess around with the height of the words. I'm just using the eraser tool. See if that's a little crazy. I like that it's adding a sense of personality to it, and I'm not gonna be really precise with this because I think it's more fun this way. Like, I don't think everything has to be perfectly aligned or anything. Sometimes you just gotta have fun with it. Yeah. Okay. I'm into it. And then we're gonna maybe shrink this S just a little bit. I just want to make sure there's like movement, you know? I don't really know what colors we're using for this because now the green is taken. Thoughts? Okay, maybe we're gonna change things up a little here. And then obviously this color is gonna be like a minty green because it's Thin Mints. And then let's play around with a mint green like that. I'm not mad at this. All right, let's do Samoas next because they used to be my favorite before they were replaced with Tagalongs as #1. Samoas I think are very wonky, very playful, very funky. Like, just look at this cookie, it's crazy. So I think this will for sure be like the funkiest. We need like a really bold, super crazy font. This is kind of crazy. Ooh. Okay. I do like the slopes of the A and the S. Let's just experiment with this one, see how we feel. I always feel like a little surgeon when I'm doing this and I'm like playing around and like adding things to each letter and taking things away, and this is kind of like the most fun part of it all. I love how curvy everything else is, so I kind of want to match that a little. Let's see if we can just shave things down and add things back in to make it feel better. I kind of want this to be really round. So we are just using the brush tool and then the smooth tool, which is one of my favorite combos. And seeing what happens. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. I like the idea of using the purple again. Very dark. Purple? Okay, let's move on to Toffee-Tastic. I've actually never tried Toffee-Tastic. No clue what that tastes like. It's giving old person. No offense if you love this. No offense if that's your favorite one. Gluten-free, that's good. Rich buttery cookies with sweet crunchy toffee bits. I don't know anyone who actually likes toffee. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is very much giving grandmother. So let's find a font that represents that. This is giving like really vintage to me, like pink off. It's one of those like 1920s era fonts in my opinion. Now Toffee-Tastic is a very long word. I don't know how good it's gonna look if it's really small and long. I don't really want that for it. So let's see. I like this blue. Toffee-Tastic. I think we need to play around with scale and hierarchy. So obviously you want toffee to be front and center because it has toffee bits in it. And then tastic is more of like the adjective. So it can afford to be a little bit smaller. Let's actually just space it out a little, see how that feels. Maybe like that. A little bit basic, but let's leave it at that. I'm a fan of doing like same color, just deeper shade. And then last, we're gonna do do-si-dos. Crunchy oatmeal sandwich cookies with a peanut butter filling. I wanna be able to separate it into do-si-dos just for readability and just because there's like so many hyphens in between. Gonna look for a font that does that. I like that a lot. Oh, see, that's kind of interesting. I kind of enjoy that. What is the do-si-do? Yeah, this eye is not doing it for me right now. If I cut it off like that and then made my own circle. Let's try adding a offset path to it. We kind of have a rainbow situation going on here, so let's just complete it with the orange. What if this S were different? I don't like that. Maybe we should just go back to the OG. That's kind of fun. I'm into it. And then we would just clean this up a little bit. I think brown makes sense here just because it's like an oatmeal peanut butter cookie and brown just feels appropriate for that. Now I'm gonna just start bringing it into Photoshop because I have a little mock-up ready. Okay, finishing touches. Here it is. Boom. 6 different logos, 6 different Girl Scout cookies. They're in a rainbow, which I didn't really plan to do, but I'm very into. I think if you take a look at the actual Girl Scout cookie website, there essentially is a rainbow of colors, so I don't think it's too off-brand to do a rainbow theme. I'm pretty proud of it. If you want, I highly encourage you to do your own take on this or just like practice. I hope this inspires you to get out and practice more because, you know, sometimes it's not as daunting as you think. Just have fun with it. Don't sit down and feel really pressured to make something cool. Just see where things take you and be willing to experiment. Just go a little crazy with it, you know? I will see you next time. Please comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite Girl Scout cookie. Yeah, all right, thank you. Bye.